Hello, hello. It is time for another trip to Universal Orlando. We are talking about all the great things that you can do at Universal Studios Florida, and I will tell you some more details once we get into the parking lot. Hello, it's Kylie from Theme Parks for Grown-Ups. As you saw from the intro, we are here at Universal Orlando. We are specifically heading into Universal Studios Florida, which is one of the theme parks here at Universal Orlando, and I'm going to show you all the must-dos that you should hit up. I'm going to show you all the best rides and all the best shows that you should prioritize if you're spending just one day at Universal, or you can spread it out over a few days, but for the most part, this is what you should absolutely try and do if you're coming here to Universal Studios Florida. I'm also going to show you a couple places that you should experience as far as dining. And with that, let's get going, let's get into the theme park and have some fun. Woohoo! Here we are, entrance to Universal Studios Florida. Let's head in. Okay, first ride on our list is right here, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. Now this is a motion simulator ride, but you're just placed right in front of a screen here. And the reason why I call it a must-do because it's one of the newest rides here at Universal Studios Florida, but it's also really quite fun. Whether your kids are big fans of Despicable Me or you are, it's kind of fun for all the ages. It's cute, it's really low-key, so if you're not big into thrills, it's great. I think that it's one of those rides that you should definitely hit up and make it a priority because it's one of the better looking and more sophisticated rides, and it's just a good time. It's a great time. I'm gonna walk quickly by Shrek 4D and just kind of mention it. This is a 3D movie, basically, but I don't qualify it as necessarily a must-do unless the line is short and you've got some time, or you've got little kiddos who can't ride roller coasters or things like that. Maybe consider Shrek. Okay, another one to add to your must-do list. This is Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. Just behind me, it is a roller coaster. It goes upside down, it hits high speeds, but the fun part is that you get to choose the track, the music track that plays along while you're on the roller coaster. So it makes it a little more fun, a little more exciting, because you get a little soundtrack to go with it. Now, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about this roller coaster. Yes, there is a chosen playlist that you get to choose from when you get on the ride, but there's also a secret menu, a secret playlist that you can choose from. And all you gotta do to access it is press the Rip Ride Rocket logo and hold on to it for 10 seconds, and then it'll ask you to put in a 3-digit number, and then a different song. A song will pull up and play for you. Now, you can find the entire list of all the secret menu songs online. If you just search Rip Ride Rocket secret songs, it'll come up. You can choose your song, and then when you're ready to get on the roller coaster, you just type it in. So, little pro tip from me, absolutely Rip Ride Rocket if you're into thrills and roller coasters and you don't have a lot of motion sickness. This is a great one. Next on the list is The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Now this is another motion simulator, and it takes you through different scenes guided by Jimmy Fallon himself. You get in this cute little vehicle, which is basically just a giant theater, and you're taken on a ride through New York City hosted by Jimmy Fallon, and you get to be in the show essentially. It is really cute, it's fun, lots of Jimmy Fallon references. It's great. I think that you should definitely go on it. Usually the line isn't too bad, and they do have a virtual queue if you don't want to wait too long for the ride. I'm gonna walk by this section really quickly because there's nothing in it, but I do want to show you, this is usually where the tribute store is, and in the last year they have themed the tribute store to be appropriate for the events that are happening currently. So we had a Halloween Horror Nights tribute store that was full of spooky gear where you could find all the merchandise that is a trip inspired by Halloween Horror Nights. And then there was a Christmas tribute store, so that was full of goodies and Christmas merchandise. And then we had a Mardi Gras tribute store, and that was also full of event merchandise and lots of food and things that you could find inside of this space. Right now it's not occupied with anything because no events are happening. We're in between events, but generally this is something that you should stop into to take a look around at all the themed rooms. Okay, next on the list is Revenge of the Mummy. This is a little bit of a corny ride, but they did just recently update it, and I'm here to say that you should try to get on this ride. You should definitely prioritize this ride because it is one of the more exciting rides. It's based on the Mummy movie. You get to see a cameo by Brendan Fraser in his youth. It's a little different from the movie itself, but it does have some thrills. It's kind of a roller coaster, kind of a simulation ride. kind of a dark ride. Definitely put it on your list. It's a fun time for sure. By the way, there is a Starbucks in both of the theme parks here at Universal Orlando, and the one in Universal Studios Florida is in this building that's called Games of Amusement. But there's a big sign that says Starbucks coffee on it, so if you want a real Starbucks, there it is. It's a full-blown Starbucks for you. You may recognize this handsome fellow right up here. This is Optimus Prime. This is Transformers 3D, the ride. You should definitely prioritize this ride because it's a lot of fun. It's a 3D simulation ride, and you're actually in a vehicle that goes from like room to room. And it's all about, you know, protecting the Allspark, and you'll see Bumblebee, and you'll see Optimus, and you'll see some other famous figures from the franchise. Unfortunately, Shia LaBeouf does not make an appearance, but you get to pretend to be your own Shia LaBeouf, I guess. Anyway, you should definitely go on this ride. It's a lot of fun. It's very similar to other Universal rides, but I like the technology and it is fun, even though I'm not a huge Transformers fan. Okay, quickly walking by this building here. This is Fast and Furious Supercharged. Again, I'm not putting it on my absolute must-do list. It's kind of another divisive ride here in the Universal community. Some people really don't like it. I think it's fine, but if you have time for it, go ahead and go on it. We're getting closer to Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and on the first left here, this is King's Cross, and this is a must-do if you have a park-to-park pass. And what it's going to do is it's a little train ride. It's Hogwarts Express. It's going to take you over to the other park, which is Islands of Adventure, and take you to the Hogsmeade area. Because this side has Diagon Alley. We are going to show you what Diagon Alley looks like and what you should do in there. I gotta tell you, this is the least busy that I've seen Diagon Alley in a long time. I'm here to show you the next must-do on your list, which is Gringotts. Escape to Gringotts. And so it's in this bank. You will see a giant dragon up here, and that is your sign that you are getting closer to the ride. This is an absolute must-do. This is the ride that you should definitely go on. It's the only Harry Potter full-fledged ride here on this side in the Universal Studios Florida. It's kind of a roller coaster, kind of a simulation ride. 3D effects, very, very cool. And as far as eats go, there are a couple places that you should head up. You should try Florian Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor. They have some interesting flavors of ice cream. And then down here, you should definitely hit up the Fountain of Fair Fortune. This is where you're gonna find butterbeer, which you should absolutely get, and try the frozen butterbeer. That's my hot tip, because it's the best kind, it's the best version of it. But you can also find fire whiskey and hard cider, some ales that are very specific to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I suggest getting a shot of fire whiskey with your hard cider because it tastes super good. As far as another place you should consider eating, you should definitely consider eating at the Leaky Cauldron. So this is a Harry Potter themed quick service restaurant, and it has things like bangers and mash and fish and chips, so some English inspired food, and then also burgers and chicken sandwiches, and you can find butterbeer here too. So put this on your list as far as places you want to eat, because it's themed dining, and there's not a ton of that around here at Universal, but Harry Potter dining is always the coolest. Next on our list is Men in Black Alien Attack. I'm trying to show this sign to you. Basically, this ride is exactly how it sounds. It is a Men in Black ride, and again, Will Smith in his youth, and Men in Black theme is playing right now. And basically you have to shoot a bunch of aliens, and it's kind of a video game where you will win points if you shoot enough aliens. It's kind of like Buzz Lightyear Astro Orbiter, if you've been to that ride in Disney World. But this one is Men in Black themed, so it is fun. I think you should put it on your list. It's definitely old school. You gotta know what Men in Black is in order to really understand the references, but for the most part, it's a fun one. Okay, next up we are here in Krusty Land, aka Springfield, aka the Simpsons land, and another ride that you should consider riding is the Simpsons ride. It's a fun time. If you enjoy the Simpsons and you're okay with some motion simulation and some 3D effects, yes, it's a little 3D-ish, then you should consider riding this ride. It has some adult humor. It's cartoony, so the kids might like it. Yeah, it's a fun time. Don't think that you've ruined your vacation if you've missed it, but I think you should add it to your list and try to make your way over to this ride. And I quickly walked by some food places to give you an idea of some more places you should consider eating. or drinking. So on your right is Duff Beer, and all of the beer is brewed locally in Florida, and they have their own Duff Beer brand, so you can drink actual Duff Beer here, so great for adults. Then on the right is Lardlad Donuts, and this is a sweet treat snack stop. There's one of those must-do snacks. It's a huge pink donut, and it's piled high with ice cream. It's a big donut sundae, so that's really good. Hello, Lardlad. Coming up over here is Animal Actors on Location. So this is a show, a live show with actual animals who have been featured in films, and you can consider watching that show if you have time. It's a fun time, great for kids, great for all ages. I think it's a fun one. Alrighty, and if you're into nostalgia, we have E.T. Adventure, a ride that's based around E.T. the movie. Yes, that one from the 80s. It is still here, it is still going strong. That ride is here to stay. Well, hopefully, we'll see. Anyway, it's a fun one, it's really cute. You get on a bike and you try to take E.T. back to his hometown, his home planet, I guess. And it's an older ride, it's a dark ride, so it's really chill for kids and really chill for people who don't like a lot of motion simulation. Okay, another place to really super consider for eating food is the Central Park's Crepe. It's just a little stand right here near the Hollywood area, and then Transformers is over here on my right, that way. It's just a little tiny kiosk, and they serve amazing crepes. They're so good, they're huge, so it's a great use of your money. They have sweet crepes, they have savory crepes. Sometimes the line is long, but that's because it's worth it. So definitely consider eating here at Central Park Crepes. Put that on your list. Again, real quick, gonna show off Horror Makeup Show. This is a fun and funny show. It's a little comedy. Again, you can swap out one of the shows for this one. Great one if you don't like a lot of motion simulator rides and you're more of a show person. Swap out one of the motion simulators for a horror makeup show, because it is a lot of fun. Okay, as far as places to eat, Today Cafe is awesome. It is awesome because it has breakfast foods, and it also has light meals, hearty meals, but also healthier meals than things you're gonna find around the theme parks. And so I totally advise this place. I eat here all the time. They have fresh salads, fresh sandwiches, and lots of baked goods. So this is a great place to consider eating if you don't want to eat in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter or at CityWalk. Okay, this is the last one on my list, but it is definitely one that you should put on #1 on your list because it is the coolest freaking show. So, the Bourne Stunttacular is new, very, very new, and it is a stunt show inspired by the Bourne series, the movies, you know, with like Matt Damon and stuff. But it is super, super cool, and even if you don't love the Bourne movies, you're still gonna like this show. I didn't see the movies before seeing the show, and I really, really enjoyed it. The stunts are great. There's some pyrotechnics, there's some cool action moments, there's lots of good technology. Super, super cool. I absolutely 100% advise going to the Bourne Stunttacular show. And as a pro tip, be sure to get in line about 30 minutes prior to the show starting to guarantee your seating, because the show does fill up really fast and the theater does fill up really fast, especially when they're doing limited capacities like they are right now as of this moment. It may get a little easier later on the year, but the crowds will increase anyway, so be sure to get here 30 minutes beforehand. Okay, that was our day at Universal Studios Florida. I hope you found this very helpful. That was the top things that I suggest as far as rides, shows, and things to eat. But of course, whatever you do, I'm sure you'll have a great time. And if you have more questions, you can pop them in the comments below. Otherwise, that freebie I was talking about. So you can sign up for my theme park resource library, and that's on my website, and that will give you access to all my free planning resources, and these can be applied to whether you're going to Disney World, Disneyland, or Universal. And I have a great itinerary for Universal Orlando in this resource library. It's a great companion to this video and will help you plan your Universal vacation. Otherwise, I have other things in there like 15 ways to save at Disney World, how to save a little money on your vacation, and a few more things that you're probably really going to enjoy. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I got more coming up for you. For instance, we are going to explore Islands of Adventure, which is the other theme park at Universal Orlando, real soon, and then you can see everything that you should do in that theme park. Because chances are, if you're going to Universal Orlando, you're going to both theme parks, and you should probably plan to do both theme parks because they're really awesome. Okay, I hope to see you in the next video. I hope to see you in the future. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you at the parks.